Welcome back, it's Nine, and today I have a huge video for you guys. We are talking about State of Play happening between August 5th and 11th, coming from a source that is reliable, and we are talking about a new patent that could be hinting at PS5 Pro, and lastly, we'll be talking about a rumor regarding some third-party deals that'll be showcased at the next PlayStation event. But before we get into that, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, and hit the like button. It helps the channel a ton. Now let's get right into it. This article comes from PSU.com titled, "Next State of Play will drop between August 5th to 11th, hints Jeff Grubb." In an image tweeted, we see a list of events, and in between August 5th and August 11th, it says State of Play, and this is tweeted by @Jeff Grubb. Now, this kind of lines up with what Roberto Serrano was saying earlier on. Of course, I don't take what that guy says as fact at all, but seeing that somebody else has now come out and stated that it's going to be around that same time gives me more faith in the possibility, especially being who he is. So I think that maybe there's a good chance that it could be happening sometime next week or even the week after that. But I wonder what we can expect from this. I'm thinking that there's got to be game announcements for sure. We're going to get some looks at games that we've not seen yet, and Silent Hill could very likely be one of them. And I see Parasite Eve being talked about a lot, so maybe even that could be listed there. I do think that this inevitably will give us a price, a pre-order date, a release date. I think it's due time for that to happen, and I know that PlayStation is likely going to have events every month leading up to the release date of the console, so it makes sense to start talking about prices, release dates, and opening up those pre-orders for us because, man, we're getting really close to launch day, and we don't really know what this thing costs. We don't know when it's coming out. We don't even know the console's features, so there's a lot to tell us in a short period of time, and I think it only makes sense to happen in August, at the very latest September, but I really believe that August will be the month where we find out the price, release date, and when we can start pre-ordering this product. There's a lot of desire from gamers to buy a PlayStation 5, and they definitely want to take advantage of that right now while the console is hot and everybody wants it. Not that they'll have any trouble selling it anyway, because it is a sought-after device, as well as the PS4 was at launch, so this is no surprise to me. But I think we can expect release date, price, pre-order date. I think that's something that we can definitely expect at this State of Play, along with a bunch of games. On to our next topic, we're talking about a patent, and this comes from PSU.com, titled PS5 Pro-like system hinted at a new Sony patent for multi-GPU approach console. Sony has filed a new patent for a multi-GPU approach for a client and cloud-based console, which, to cut out a long bunch of technical chatter, would allow for a PS5 Pro-like system. Now, the patent is pretty long. I will have it in the description for any of you that do want to read the entire thing, but I'm just going to discuss what I think about it overall. So the PS5 Pro being a thing, it is possible, but I'm doubtful that that's the case. And the reason being is when the PS4 launched and the Xbox One launched, they were very underpowered considering the technology at the time. This is not the case this next gen that's coming. The PS5 is ahead of the game. Even the Xbox Series X is pretty far ahead of the game in terms of being capable as a gaming console. So it doesn't make sense that the PS5 Pro would be a thing. Now, unless we're talking about a whole new level, like are they doubling the GPU power, which I don't think they're going to be able to do in a couple years. I think that that's pretty far-fetched to think that they will be able to. I know I saw somebody talking about a PS6. I think that's way too far out. I don't even think that they've discussed or even thought about the PS6, because typically only a year, maybe a year and a half after are they discussing what the next console is going to be like. It is way too soon for them to even be putting thought into the PS6, in my opinion. Now, I could be wrong, but from history of consoles and just how the PlayStation has approached making consoles, it wouldn't make sense for them to be thinking and working on a PS6 when the PS5 isn't even out the door yet. Now, PS5 Pro, more likely, but then again, as I say, in a couple years to be able to get so much more power on a console and out for consumers at a reasonable price, it just doesn't seem like it's a possibility. But I could be wrong, so I don't want to say that, hey, this is a fact or anything like that. This is just my opinion. And PS5 Pro more likely than a PS6 being thought about to that level. It's just way too soon because they don't even know what technology is going to be available to them by the time the PS6 drops. And if we're talking about a 5-year console life cycle, yeah, there's no way that they're going to start plans based on the technology that's available right now. Like years ago, back when the PS4 first dropped, we would have never thought that the SSDs that are going to be in the PS5 would be a reality for us when the console does drop. So again, I think if anything, it's probably a PS5 Pro attempt, but even then, patents don't always come true. It's actually quite rare that, we've seen a lot of PS patents and a lot of the times they don't come true. So I think it'll be a case where it might just be a patent that sits there. And if it doesn't, we probably won't see it anytime soon. But on to our last topic, and we are talking about an article that comes from PSU.com titled Sony Still Has More PS5 Third-Party Deals to Showcase. Imran Khan made the comments on the latest episode while discussing the PS5's third-party lineup. From the sound of things, not only have they more to show, but we might get a glimpse at them pretty soon. He says, there's more. They are holding on to some things that I'm really surprised they are holding on to. And I wouldn't be shocked if they showed them soon. So it's interesting that he says this. Number one, Imran Khan, very reliable guy. When he says things, typically they're right. They're true. He has never really said anything that I'm aware of that has been super far off or just never came to light. He is vague on details, and that's probably because he wants to still be in the loop of things. If he's out here just kind of spouting everything, giving names, then he's not going to have that information available to him anymore. So I think that this brings up some pretty important details. We were talking about Silent Hill. This could very well be regarding Silent Hill. This could also very well be regarding a Parasite Eve. Who knows, right? And we definitely know that they had a deal with the Call of Duty games. That could be it too, and some other stuff. But I do think this is more regarding Silent Hill. I really believe that Silent Hill is going to be an exclusive, and I think that they are holding on to it to really blow people away when the time comes. We all know that the Silent Hill game, PT, that Kojima was working on was very loved. The demo was at least, and everybody was excited for it, and when it got canceled, everyone was disappointed. To have that come to light, not that specific game, but to have Silent Hill make a return in some capacity would be a big deal for a lot of people. So I think that could be what he's referring to. Then again, it could be something totally unrelated. Maybe we're looking at Final Fantasy 16. Who knows? This could be regarding so many different things, but it gives me hope in thinking that there's got to be a huge title in the midst of this. There's got to be a title that is going to just blow us all away. It can't be like a Call of Duty, a Battlefield, anything like that. It's got to be something super specific that people have been waiting for. So it could even be Parasite Eve. As I say, I know a lot of you are super excited for Parasite Eve and would love a remake. That could be it. You never know. It could be Silent Hill and Parasite Eve. Guys, can you imagine that? That would be insane. But I'm going to pass this on to you guys, and I'm going to ask you, what do you think of this next state of play? I'm going to call it a rumor just because it's not a fact yet. Do you think it's possible that it would come within that time now that Jeff Grubb has said that? What do you think of this new patent? Do you think there could be a PS5 Pro, or do you think this is regarding the PS6? And lastly, what do you think this third-party deal could be at the next showcase, or deals in this case? It's multiple deals, not just the one. Let me know in the comments, and as always, if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell to get notified about all my upcoming videos, hit that like button, follow me on Twitter, link will be in the description, share this video with a friend, and I will talk to you guys on the next one. Take care.